Today, we're going to take a look at the 2021 Jaguar F Type R-Dynamic. Huge thanks to my friends down at Jaguar Land Rover, Porsche Volvo of Greenville for providing this sports car for me today. I'll have a link to their website down in the description below. Definitely go check them out. As you can tell, we're going to take a look at the convertible. I will have two reviews down in the description as well of the coupes, one with a V6, one with a V8 if you want to check those out. But as you can tell, this car here is finished off in Santorini black. It has an MSRP just over $93,000. We're going to start off with this review going up underneath the hood, where you'll find the 3-liter supercharged V6 engine. This is in the middle of the F-Type lineup. It's only paired to the ZF automatic transmission. It produces around 380 horsepower at 6,200 RPM and 339 pound-feet of torque as low as 4,500 RPM. It is only offered in all-wheel drive for the 2021 model. It weighs around 3,600 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in just under 5 seconds with a top speed up to 186 miles an hour, and it has a fuel capacity around 18.5 gallons. You can expect to see around 18 miles per gallon in the city and 26 out on the highway. This has an overall wheelbase of 103.2 inches. Its length is 176 inches. It has a width of 74.2 and a height of 51.5 inches. With all of those numbers out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the exterior walk around on the 2021 F-Type. The biggest change that you'll notice up front is these redesigned headlights. They're much sleeker than the previous model. I really like them. Comment down below, what do you think of the new design? The previous model headlights went up into the hood. As you can tell, these ones are located down below. You'll see this has LED headlights, DRLs, and LED turn signals. The turn signals are nicely integrated into the DRL, so of course you'll see those appear when you have them in use. This also has a quad beam style to the headlights. I think it gives it a very nice look within the housing. These housings are also shaped more for the aerodynamics of the vehicle, which is why they're much sleeker than the previous model. As we make our way to the grille here, you see it has a really nice single frame design to it. The Jaguar badge is right in the center, along with the R-Dynamic badge off and to the right side. The mesh also has a really nice pattern running throughout it, along with parking sensors that run throughout the front bumper here. You'll see in the lower section of the grille, the F-Type badge is stamped, giving it a really cool look. And then down below, this has a nice front splitter design to it. And then as we make our way to the hood, you'll see there's two functional air inlets on both sides of a nice bulge. Gives it a really nice design. I like the lines that run down the hood. And then this does have a reverse opening hood, which I think just gives it that extra cool factor. Now making our way to the side profile of the vehicle, I'm gonna start off with these wheels. They measure 20 inches. They have a 5-spoke design to them. And as you can tell, they are finished off in black. Just looks really nice against the black exterior of the vehicle. Behind that, you'll see the brakes finished with the Jaguar logo on them. The front rotors measure 15 inches and they measure 14.8 inches in the rear. I really like the side profile of the vehicle, especially with the roof down. It just has a really classy look to it, and I like all of the lines. We have some nice aggressive lines running down below on the side skirts. You can see one body line just behind the front tire with the Jaguar badge and a vent in front of that. Really nice trim piece. And then that line extends all the way to the rear, just making it flow very nicely. And then we have some aggressive arches over the front tires and the rear tires, so you can see them bulge out just a little bit. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the rear of the vehicle now. You'll see this has LED taillights, very sleek design to them, just like you saw for the headlights. We have the backup camera just underneath the license plate, and then there's some parking sensors in the lower section of the bumper. We have the third brake light mounted just above the license plate. Very nice how it's incorporated there. Obviously with the top going up and down, they needed a place to put it. I think that looks really cool underneath the Jaguar badge. And then down below we have the dual exit exhaust. Let's go ahead and take a listen. We're going to go ahead and jump into the interior of the F-Type. As you can see, I have the roof up now, so that way we can see how easy it is to get in and out with the roof up. Obviously with the roof down, it's going to be very easy to do. Let's go ahead and take a look at the door handles, which is my favorite part. I love how flush they are on the vehicle. You can see it's currently locked because the side mirrors are folded in. So if I just push this button on the front of it, you'll see the door handle pop out along with the mirror, and then we have an easy grab handle to go ahead and open the door. Looking at the door panel here, it's completely finished off in black leather with black stitching. You can see the black release handle is surrounded by very nice brushed aluminum. We have your lock and unlock along with all the seating adjustments and memory seating adjustments as well. They have about a 12-way power adjustability to them. Down below here we have the window controls and side mirror adjustments, and this has a 10-speaker Meridian sound system, a little bit of storage in the lower section of the door. As we take a look at the seats now, you'll see the Jaguar badge along with a nice trim piece. We have the Jaguar badge up on the headrest along with black stitching running down the bolsters. They are heated and ventilated, have really good bolstering support to them as well. And now let's go ahead and hop in with the roof up. You can see I'm 5'10", and I easily clear the top here, so I have no issues getting in and out with the roof up. And now moving on to the steering wheel, you'll see it's completely covered in black leather with more black stitching. We have the black stripe right in the center up top, and then some nice trim pieces running around it just to give it a good contrasting color. Off and to the right side, we have all the cruise control and adaptive cruise control settings, along with the heated steering wheel. Off and to the left side, we have voice command, Bluetooth, and all these mode buttons control the center gauge cluster here. Before we get to those, let's just take a look at the tack right in the center. You have your navigation off and to the right side, and then you can see a picture of a convertible Jaguar off and to the left side. So just by going into the menu, you can see all of your driving assistance, like your collision avoidance, your steering assistance, along with the speed limit sign. We can scroll over to your trip information along with your display, so you can control what you'd like to see. As I mentioned, we're looking at the navigation off and to the right side, so you can go in and configure that if you'd like to. We can go to your vehicle settings, scroll over to more vehicle information. We have media. The tack also changes with the different driving modes, so I'll just go ahead and talk about that. We have dynamic mode, and then we have your regular mode right in the center, and then all the way up on this toggle switch we can go into rain, ice, snow, and so that's very cool that you can go through the different driving modes as well, which is located down here. On the back side of the steering wheel, we also have the paddle shifters finished off in aluminum. They have a very nice feel to them and pretty large too, so they're in a really good spot. To the left of the steering wheel, we have the trunk release along with the lane keeping assist. You can see there's one air vent, and then leather covers the entire dash. It has a really nice look to it, more black stitching of course. Right in the center, we have two air vents that will close when you shut the AC off. And then just behind that, we have the 10-inch screen. It is touchscreen, it's very easy to go through. You can see on the bottom is basically all of the presets. So right now on the home setting, you can see the navigation, media, and phone. We can scroll over to a lot more information like your Bluetooth, your valet mode, your climate controls, and other information like that. You can even create your own home screen, which is very cool to see. But if I just go to the presets down below, I'll click on settings there. You can configure your home screen, brightness, and everything like that. We have the navigation, which you can pull up and see on the entire screen, which is nice to see. We have your Bluetooth, you can go into your music. We have all the climate controls, very easy to go through just by clicking on the diagrams here. You can easily turn it on and off. We have the backup camera with the parking sensors off and to the right side, which you can turn on and off. You can also turn on and off the screen, so if you'd like to do that, just by touching on it anywhere, we'll bring it back to life. And then just below that, we have physical buttons for the AC. You can see the fan speed right in the center. This does have dual zone climate, so you have driver and passenger off and to each side. If I push on the center one, you'll see the temperatures disappear, and that brings up the heated and cooled seats for driver and passenger. If I push on this again, you'll see the temperatures appear, and then you can control each seat individually, of course. Just by pushing on these ones, you can easily toggle between the seats. Moving down below that, we have toggle switches for your hazards. We have recirc and more auto controls for the AC. You can see the engine start stop button off and to the left side with a 12 volt on the right side. As we take a look at the shifter now with the release in the front, I'll just pull on that. We can go all the way up into reverse. You'll see the backup camera up here. We can go all the way down into drive, pop it over into the manual mode. That allows us to use these shifters on the steering wheel. And then just to put it in park, we'll click the P on the top. To the left of that, we have the driving modes as I showed earlier on the screen. On the right side of that, we have the volume and power for the radio. And then behind that, we have a couple more buttons. You'll see the parking brake on the left side. We have the engine start stop feature along with the spoiler. So this has an active spoiler, which you can put up and down manually. We have the exhaust note along with traction control. And then this button here operates the convertible top. It's very easy to do, very quick at the same time. And you can do this while the vehicle is moving. Behind that, there are two cup holders nicely hidden under this compartment. So you can see those with a little bit of space right in the center. And then looking at the armrest, it's covered in more leather. You have a good amount of storage space underneath with a 12 volt on one side. And I'm not sure if the camera heard this or not, but the top actually locked into place, so it's not going to fall down. If you're moving the vehicle and you need to be in here, this will stay up until you close it. And then we'll take a look at the glove box. It is electronic. We have this button right here. It nicely opens up and gives you plenty of space for anything that you want to put in there. And then right behind the seats, there's a little bit of net here. You can put your phone or some small items like that. We'll go ahead and take a look at the visibility out of the rear, and then one last look at these seats. They have a very nice design to them. And last up, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the trunk storage space. While this is a convertible, it still retains a trunk. The top folds down nicely on the front half here, and then there is an electronic button up underneath. I can easily go ahead and open this up. You'll see there's a good amount of storage space here. I have my camera bag for reference. I'm gonna go ahead and place that in here. So if you have your backpack or groceries or something like that, this just gives you a good reference point to how much you can store in the back. So it's really nice. You can have 2 people in this vehicle and store everything in the back if you're going on a trip or something like that. And then up top, we do have 2 grab handles so we can easily close this. All right, so getting the Jaguar F Type out on the road now. If you missed my previous F Type video, I recently drove the V8 Coupe. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the V6 performs, especially against the V8. But aside from that, this is essentially the exact same car. So if you saw that video, you're gonna see a lot of these same materials. Obviously because it's the same car minus the engine, but I really like being in the F Type. This is a very nice premium feeling interior. You see leather covering everything, and it just has a nice feel to it. I like the layout of everything as well. We're coming to a stop here. Let's go ahead and pop it over into manual mode. We can activate the exhaust, which actually it already does. And then from a stop here, we'll give it some gas. We have a bit of a turn here as well. Woo. Wow. That exhaust sounds good for a V6. I really like the tone to it. It's not over aggressive, it's not like the V8, but it's very quiet as well on the inside. So even just up to speed here, you can't even hear it. We'll go ahead and downshift to 3rd gear. And taking some more of these S-turns here. Handling is really great. I have no issues with that. Being all-wheel drive can take this in more inclement weather, which is obviously good if you live in somewhere where it's raining a lot or there's other conditions, things like that. We're coming up to a hard left. Here's some pops in that exhaust. Powering out of the turn here. Wow. It doesn't even have to think about getting back up to the speed limit there. Very quick. Talking about visibility now, perfect time with this road off and to my left here. I can easily see out of that pillar there, and then obviously out of the rear view glass, out of the back there, and then over my right shoulder as well. The pillars are not really all that bulky. So I've been driving the car in basically automatic mode or regular mode. Let's go ahead and put it into dynamic mode now. We have the exhaust still the same, and we'll see from a stop here, nothing crazy again from 1st gear. That exhaust gets louder. I completely forgot to put it into dynamic mode. All right, so from normal driving mode to dynamic mode, there's a big exhaust difference from what I previously said, but it's been a comfortable ride. The roads that I've been on are fairly smooth, but I have no complaints with that. This is a great daily driver. If you want something that's very luxurious on the inside, but something that you can also take on back mountain roads if you want. You could take this out on the track. So if you're looking for a car that has a good sporty side to it, but you're mainly just driving this as a daily driver, it's very nice. I like everything on the inside, as I mentioned earlier. So I have it back into dynamic mode right now. From 2nd gear, again, nothing crazy. We're up to the speed limit just like that. Oh man, I would love to drive this every single day. I really like it. The seats are really comfortable. I haven't mentioned that just yet. The bolstering support is really nice. So with a quick change in the cameras, we'll go ahead and put the top down. It happens very quickly. And just like that, we are ready to go. And if you can see behind me, my brother Brian is reviewing a V6 Coupe. That video will be down in the description as well. Visibility, well, might as well talk about that. Backup camera does a really good job, and then with the top down, easily see 360 angle. So basically with the top down, I'm gonna talk about what it's... There goes the V6. with the top down, I'll talk about what it's like with cabin noise, the road or wind noise, road noise, and things like that. It's very quiet and comfortable on the inside with the roof up. And I would say the same thing with the roof down. Hopefully I'm not yelling too much, but it's very quiet down in this area here. You might see my hair kind of blowing a little bit in the wind there, but I have no complaints. I'm going about 45 miles an hour, and it's a very smooth ride. Let's go ahead, pop it over into dynamic mode now, so that way we can hear the exhaust with the top down and see what that is like. So we're gonna come down. Oh, that sounds very good. That sounds very good with the top down. I love how you can do that. Oh, I just love the top down experience in a car. It's awesome when you have the option to do that. If you're looking for a vehicle like this, being able to get it with the top, the convertible top, is just very cool. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive behind the wheel of the 2021 Jaguar F Type R-Dynamic. Once again, huge shout out to Jaguar Land Rover, Porsche Volvo of Greenville for providing this car for me today. Make sure you check out their website. I will have that down in the description below, along with our other review videos. If you enjoyed this video, give it a huge thumbs up. Make sure you smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next video.